Welcome to the Lone Machinist podcast, where it's just you, your tools, and the work. What do you got going on this week, Curt?
This week, I'm going to talk about how neat oil is better than coolant, exploring some fancy tools, and why running my style slower is better. How about you?
Oh,
What are we going to talk about in your world?
Bertha's moving on Thursday. Spinderella's moving tomorrow. And I need a thicker vacuum chuck. But yeah,
Don't we all?
let's get into it. So, how are you doing this fine day, Curt?
I'm doing nice. It's raining, cold, borderline snow, and I don't know, inside. It's nice. So, how about you? How's sunny South
Yeah,
Africa? I guess you're rolling into spring now?
it is stupid hot at the moment. Like stupid hot, and my little tent doesn't help the situation.
I
And
guess.
the wind is pumping, so like I couldn't even open the back door of the workshop to let it breeze through. I had that piece of paper with all my work offsets on it. It blew that off the machine today. It was magneted on, and it just 4 magnets in the corners yeeted it straight off. So yeah, the wind is windy as hell at the moment.
I'm surprised it didn't pick up your little hot box you made and just like Mary Poppins it away.
Dude, I'm shocked that thing is still like there. I mean, technically, I drove in sparks like diagonally through the pavers.
Oh.
So it's going to take some force to get them out. But yeah, I'm surprised it's still there. I really am. But yeah, the hot box is
I wish
lots of fun.
I wish I lived closer so I could hang a little sign on it in the night, like Jamie's Machine Emporium or something.
Dude,
like
don't even joke. My mate, they had a little like we call them a LARPer, like a little thatch fucking thing in his yard. So he ended up bricking it closed because it had like really badly built glass windows. So he bricked it closed so that he could use it as his workshop. So I was there a few days before. He was buttoning everything up. He was asking me about electrical stuff, so I was giving some advice. And then I went down a few days later before I left. I got Danica to make a sign. Dave's Sex Dungeon. Got there. I'm like, yeah, no, I'll have a cup of coffee. Brew. He goes to make me coffee. I go into this thing on the DB panel cover. Dave's Sex Dungeon. He comes back and I'm just standing there smiling. He's like, what did you do? And then eventually he noticed his girlfriend thought it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I like adding names to things. Speaking of names to things, we're waiting on Jacob for the logo for Spinderella because, thank you Patreons for voting. Spinderella won, courtesy of Jacob.
That's a good one.
So I'm waiting for him to send me the artwork so I can do the buttons. I'm going to engrave Spinderella on there because then that is the name of the machine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so waiting on that. But yeah, so you're asking about Bertha.
Yeah, she moves on Thursday?
Yes.
I guess it's the end of the month. Man,
riggers are booked.
Okay.
Dude, don't. Yeah. I got my VAT bill today. I want to go cry in a corner. I thought it would be lower than it was because the trailing 3 months have been the slowest we've been in a while. But that also means that we don't buy lots of stuff that we can offset the VAT. So, yeah, a little annoying.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, Bertha, trying to get a quote from riggers took us like a week and a half. Some guys coming back with, they're coming with a forklift because we want them to use a forklift. I'm going to have the MCO and the Slowier on wheels ready to go. They're going to come in. That morning we'll wheel the MCO out of the way. They're going to lift the machine, put it on skates, skate it to the door, fork it, put it on the truck. We're going to wheel the Slowier out while they do that. They're going to fork Spinderella, put Spinderella in, and then just push it back with a pallet jack. So it's not like it's a shitload of work. And then they've got to drive it all of 7 kilometers down the road and install it there. So it's not like it's far. We got quotes ranging from like $1,000 down to about 300, but yeah, at that point we don't trust their operations. Eventually we got a quote that we're happy with. Comes in about $500-ish for 6 hours of labor with a 3.5 ton forklift. So it shouldn't, like, the guys seem competent. So I'm fairly happy to let them do their thing. But yeah, that's happening on Thursday, which means I finished the job now about 20 minutes ago on the MCO. The MCO is now ready to be pumped out and decommissioned tomorrow, like ahead of schedule. Because then I'm like, all but the LK is going to be out of order for a few days.
Right. Yeah. Ooh,
I mean, exciting. Even the LK, I've got a job on there tomorrow because I made some scrap. I've got to rerun the job tomorrow. That's 3 hours of machining, and then that machine's pretty much going to go off and get turned back on probably on Thursday or Friday
Nice.
because there's quite a lot of cleaning to do. So Cole's coming past on Thursday to help me, not Thursday, on Wednesday to help me prep machines, clean, get everything just organized. Where I just need a little bit of extra brute force power to move things. So we'll get that all prepped, and then Thursday is going to be exciting. And then Friday, another lathe lands in my driveway.
And children probably knocking at your door. I don't know if you have children in your neighborhood that trick or treat.
Oh no, not the trick or treat.
No.
My nephews, they're in a Boomdorf neighborhood, and they go trick or treating because the neighborhood is very family oriented. Trick or treat's not a huge thing here, but
I was
like in
wondering,
those those kind of neighborhoods. Even when I was growing up, Pennington was an interesting situation. When I was growing up, there were a lot of children. Like a lot of people moved in the late 80s, early 90s, popped out a couple kids, were raising their kids in the nice little town. Then all the kids left and the parents all became swingers. Not even kidding. The one pub you go and you can throw your keys in a bowl. Like straight up. Yeah. No, the parents got bored. All the kids left. But growing up, there were a lot of children similar age to us. So a couple years we did trick or treating around the neighborhood. But it's not a huge thing here. So yeah, no, we don't. I know my nephews will go because of where they live. They're in a closed off neighborhood. Whereas where we are, yeah, someone comes, I'll shoot them.
Fair.
Yeah,
So,
but you're coming in
note to self. Yeah, don't trick or treat at Jamie's house.
No, we don't even bother buying candy and stuff because we know we're not going to see any kids.
Fair.
I might just throw some stuff at my neighbor's kid.
No, fair. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there. I went to help him rewire his DB board the other day to add a smart switch, and it was Diwali. I think last week when we recorded, it was Diwali. So this was like the day after, or sometime after. I went there, and his 7-year-old's like, no, here, gives me a pack of those things you throw and they pop. So I spent the next. I think I went through 5 bags of them. I just kept throwing them at the kid, getting it to explode on him. But he was having so much fun. I was just throwing these things at each other. But yeah, no, it's like those are the only kids I really interact with in the neighborhood. Like most of the people keep to themselves. It's quite nice.
Yeah. That's good. But, that's nice too. Yeah.
I assume you're going to have people beating your door down for sweets.
Yeah, I mean we have some, there's a kind of a boom of little kids in this neighborhood again, so for sure. But like there's a neighborhood a few miles kind of south of mine that's really popular. Like it's kind of a little fancy pantsy. But everyone goes there to trick or treat, and the people will have like 2,000 kids, 3,000 kids per household. So
yeah, that's
it's just like it's beautiful. Like they decorate it really nice, but it's just like that's savage. Like people are like spending a ton of cash just to feed children. So anyway, it's cool. I'm glad that exists.
Just to give kids diabetes.
Yeah, I drive through there sometimes just because it's a trip seeing how much people decorate, and then it's kind of like a neighborhood thing. They all feed on each other, so it's cool.
Yeah, we've got a couple places like that do it with the Christmas decorations around here. A couple houses that go just overboard. But there you go. I was discussing that with my one customer today, one of my mates. He sent me some tool steel work, and I phoned him. I'm like, hey, bro, we got a problem. Your slots, I can't slot them deep enough. The T-slot cutter I have will only go in 5 mils, and you need, will only go in 2.5 mils, and you need 2.6. He's like, I don't stress about it. And he was saying one of his friends who's lathe operator at a company came to visit and pitched up in a car. He's like, dude, you literally driving a car that costs more than your house. Like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, no, people get driveway ornaments. It's insane. Like they'll stretch themselves to the nth degree just to be better than their neighbor.
Totally. Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, could not be bothered.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like, I don't know. There's certain things I want, but a fancy car is not one of them.
No, my car's paid off. I will just keep driving. Even the Land Rover we're getting, that's 2010 or 2009. It's my brother-in-law's old one. We're getting it for a steal. It's still a nice car. It still drives well. That's fine. That's all I need. I need a functional vehicle. I don't need the latest car to try and impress my neighbors.
That's my driveway ornament. That thing costs 100%. As much as a decent sports car. So and it makes parts.
Likewise.
It's way better.
Yeah. I'd rather have another machine than a car.
100%. Yep, absolutely. I'd rather have all machines and no car, but that doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, unfortunately you do need an automobile.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah. So
It helps.
I don't know which topic I want to ask you about now.
Pick whatever you
Yeah,
like.
life's great when machines behave themselves because I'm kind of curious.
It is so nice that like the Sile and the Fourth just all running together. So nice. Like for the longest time, I've been running the ISO grip pens on the little Curt, and it works totally
Yeah,
fine. Like it's just a tool change, a tool change, a tool change, a tool change, and you don't realize how much that wears away at your soul
yep,
until you don't have to do it. And I put a part in. I use the nice MPG to align it because everything is clocked, so I have to align it,
yeah.
and then I hit go, and then I walk away, and then I come back, and it's done, and I pull
You've
it out of
got
the
a
machine,
really
and
nice hammer. It's really easy to hit the nail now.
and you know what? I don't comp it. It cuts the exact same all day. I'm not like checking every second part to be like, oh, it's moving this way now. Oh, it's
Yeah,
moving this way. It's just like part,
dude,
part.
that is
Love it.
how I feel about the LK. Like more so now. Like I've gotten much more into using in controller compensation and like tool
Hmm.
diameter comp. And it's like, oh, you want to hit exact size? Not a problem. We'll just hit exact size.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's just so easy. It's I love it. Like you don't
Well,
even
especially like
have to try.
the work I'm putting through it is almost purely visual work. Like the only reason I
Yeah,
comp it is visually. Like when chamfers start looking wonky, I just comp it. But like this one, I'm like, oh yeah, you're within, you sub 10th. I'm like, or not sub 10th, but like sub thou. I'm like, I don't care. Keep going. Like just crank parse through it. So yeah, that's been so nice. It just, yeah, I didn't realize how much of a drain that was on me just to like be constantly tool change. Because I'm like, oh, it's a tool change and whatever. I get to walk away, but
yeah.
you never pull your mind away from it. It's always
You're
on your
always
brain. So
thinking, do I have to go do something there?
totally.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know
So
exactly. I know exactly that feeling.
yeah.
Like, I mean, the MCO ran 200 pins today, stainless steel pins. Like, I set it up, I just hit go and let it run. I was short of material because some illiterate was
Yeah.
allowed to order material. I needed 2 lengths of 6 and 1 length of 10, and I ordered 2 lengths of 10 and 1 length of 6. So I made
Yeah.
100 pins, and I'm like, well, shit, I need 300. Ordered material on Thursday or on Wednesday when I realized, and it arrived today. The truck
Mhm.
didn't make it here on Friday. I'm like, really? That's inconvenient, but those are now done. And that machine, so yeah, that machine I added. No, I didn't add anything. I added stuff to other machines. We were discussing the faulty earths using Wago connectors like a week or two ago.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the new VFD in Bertha caused the MCO's spindle servo drive to throw an IGBT or MGIGM, whatever it is, the fucking thingy, the switchy thing, threw an
Okay.
error twice. And then I fixed the
Mm.
earthing on Bertha, and then the problem went away. Yeah. So like EMI is a real
Interesting.
thing because I see you've got, we both have some EMI filter things in our goggle boxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going like full hog on the on Spinderella. There's um, there's line EMI line filters on both of the servos and on the spindle VFD, as well as on all four auxiliary VFDs, and then a DC inline line filter on my 5 volt line to prevent sparks going to the controller. And then also always put flyback diodes on your solenoids. Always.
Yeah.
It's not
100%.
actually
Yeah.
optional because the
Yeah.
MCO was fine right up until it wasn't. You would clamp the spindle and it would throw a limit switch alarm. And I'm like, what the hell? Eventually, I'm like, okay, hang on. I don't think I put flybacks. Added flybacks, problem went away like instantly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
like machine wiring can be a slight challenge sometimes.
Yeah. No, I agree. Especially
Yeah.
those inductive loads. Those are the fun ones.
Yeah, I'm not. I actually, I'm going to go to our local electronics place and see if I can buy a small 220 to 110 transformer because I only need about zero 0.6 of an amp, and I don't want
Mm.
to put the transformer back in
Yeah.
because I'm worried about inrush on that when I turn the machine on. How many amps are we pulling with that? The VFDs, like everything's just going to be sucking down power and potentially pop the brake. So I'm just trying to be a little bit sensible about what I do. Because the
Yeah.
only thing I
Yeah.
need 110 for is for the heat exchanger on the door.
It's got a chiller or whatever.
Oh, it's a heat pipe heat exchanger. So it's got
Yeah.
a fan on the inside that blows air over a radiator and heat pipes, and then an external fan that blows air past the radiator and heat pipes, and they're separated. So it's just a heat
Right. Yeah.
pipe, heat exchanger. So you don't have to
Right.
get
Yeah.
dirty air into your machine.
Yeah. I love that. Like this aisle came with that, and I was like, what? This is every machine should
Yeah,
have. This is just so smart because then you get sealed cabinet. You don't have to have a bunch of
exactly.
dust blowing in there. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
cool.
going to do a bit more sealing on my cabinet still. But yeah, the Spinderella has been lots of fun over the last little while.
Yeah, I've
My
been watching you. I've been
arms,
watching you
dude, my
progress on it.
arms are like broken out in a rash from the
Oh,
disgustingness in that machine. Like my arms and my hands are fucking, they finished from cleaning the machine. Because obviously I don't wear bitch mittens. Um, but yeah, got it clean, got the servos in. It will move tomorrow. The axes will be moving tomorrow. I'm short of a little bit of earthing wires, so I'm going to go pick that up in the morning, and then I can hook them up and I can actually make the axes jog. I'm also short of the new
cool.
lube lines. That should arrive tomorrow as well, and then the
Mhm.
axes can move. You saw my story with the spindle encoder. Got that sorted
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yep,
that's
using
cool.
the
Yeah.
Fanuc cable. What a friggin' ball ache. Literally had the encoder, the cover off the encoder, plugged the cable in, stripped a twisted pair, multimeter, beep, 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 till it beeps. Okay. Split the two wires, beep, figure out which one it is, crimp a connector, cut the other one off. Did that for all the signals and whatnot. And yeah, it's working. And I reinstalled it today. So yeah, we're getting there. Like there's fewer and fewer things every day that need to be dealt with.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed with the progress you're making. I was like, oh, you're chunking through that. I mean, a lathe
Well,
isn't crazy complicated, but
I have a
yeah,
bit
you
of a
have
deadline.
so you have some motivation to get it done.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, starving.
like
Yeah.
I was busy sorting out the user interface buttons now this afternoon and figuring out what I'm doing there because there's like I've taken to simplifying my user panel. It's basically MPG. Like you would have start, stop. In this case, there's a collet button to unclamp the collet instead of a
Mhm.
foot switch, and then a key to override that to be always open. So if I put a chuck on, then you just flick the key and it stays back. Um, this one's got chip conveyor and chip conveyor reverse. Chip conveyor is a latching button. Chip conveyor reverse is momentary. And then those just run to the VFD and make the VFD do disco things. Then there's a spindle disable and a coolant disable, and obviously an e-stop because I'm not a savage. Um,
Yeah.
so the spindle, the physical buttons to disable the spindle and disable the coolant. So if you're doing something you want to pause and like clear shavings or whatever, you can hit pause, turn those off, do your thing without the spindle spinning because the buttons sometimes gray out in Linux CNC.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is really frustrating when you want to just click
Yeah.
it and you fucking can't turn the spindle off. So you've got your hooker, your plan C, and you're trying to hook the shavings loose. And yeah, so I'm putting all those fun things in while I'm doing this. Like this machine's got by far the most dumb shit in it that I've done in a machine. No, I've got a power off relay in there, a delay off relay, little timer board. So
Right.
we did
Yeah.
discuss. Yeah, this was for the hydraulic pump and the oiler.
Right.
So they
Yeah. So
will
it doesn't.
turn you on. They don't turn off instantly as you hit the e-stop because that seems irresponsible. But if you leave the machine standing with the e-stop pressed for a while, or you don't release the e-stop, they will stay off until that e-stop releases.
Yeah.
But
No, it
yeah,
makes
getting all
sense. Yeah.
that, all those freaking systems, because there's no drawings. Why would there be drawings? And all the wires are blue. So you have to go in there with a multimeter.
You like that though, don't you? Like just one color of wire? Didn't you
Well, yeah,
tell me that's how you wire?
then I need to buy one color of wire. Duh. And that's how
Exactly.
that's how the CE standard is.
Yeah.
It's meant to be that you cannot assume anything. You have to measure. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like I've color
Yeah.
coded my 5 volts is red and black. There's like three 12-volt things. I'll probably color code those as well. Um,
Yeah.
all the like the MPG, the knobs, all that shit. I just use different color wires because it's easier. It's thinner
I know.
wires. So
Even when I did the hard inch, I color coded the wires, but then I didn't like now when I do like any kind of checks on it or whatever, I'm like,
yeah,
did I color code? Like did I do it? And then I don't trust myself, so
yeah.
I end up
You
checking
end
them
up going
anyways.
with a
But still,
meter.
it's like, oh, I was smart and I did color code these. It's like, or did you just run out and change one wire? I try not to do that, but yeah,
Yeah, but it happens. Like I've got
yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of wires that are going through to that front user interface. Holy cow! I mean, we've got four VFDs just for accessories. So it's coolant
right.
VFD. There's spindle fan VFD or spindle motor fan VFD, um, chip conveyor VFD, and what's the other one? hydraulics VFD. I knew there was another one, but like the hydraulics VFD just gets an on signal when you release the e-stop and just turns on and powers up and stays on.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
fancy there. That's on the on delay. And I got to put the new oiler in because I don't like the oiler that's in the machine. So I'll put my own one in. And I won't put it in
Cool.
a stupid fucking place because this one's in a little cabinet at the bottom. I'm like, no, put it somewhere where I can see the bloody thing. So
Yeah, exactly.
don't make it difficult to top the oil up because then guess what? You don't top the oil up.
Yep. Yeah, with
But
any
the
maintenance
way,
thing, make it simple. Yeah.
the way covers are back on for the most part, short of the Z-axis way cover because I'm waiting on
Hmm.
new oil lines. But yeah, the machine's making amazing progress. Hopefully, we'll be at a place that I can run it before it goes in the garage, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'll be buttoning it up over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're married to it at this point, so yeah.
Well, yeah, no, it's fucking happening whether I want it to or not. I still need to get a chuck adapter because my one got returned and I got refunded for it. So I need to order another one from China Land because that's 2 weeks out. Because it would be nice to actually have a chuck to be able to hold round things, not just collets. For now, the most pressing things are collet work, so it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to have the more fanciness.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway.
Cool.
Why are you running your cells slower?
So going with the same like logic as you is I like for the most part if I have the rapid speed like cranked to the max, it's impressive. But like
Yes.
when you look at the total cycle time, even on like long like hour plus parts, it's like it's changing it by 4 minutes or something. Like it's insignificant, and it's just like everything is just moving so much faster. And I'm like, I'm just gonna. So I have there's a button on the control, or you have it probably too, where you just have like feed override.
50%. Yeah, 50%.
Yeah, and you can set it by a parameter to like whatever you want. So I can be like,
cool.
I want it to run it at 80%, or I want it to run it at 60 or 20%. So, and I use it for proving out. I have it set like at 20%.
Okay.
I usually just toggle it when I run programs, and I'm like, whatever. Now you tool change a little slower, you move around a little slower, but like everything is just like I was having issues with the tool change. I think I told you when it would wrap it up and I would like blow past or hit the limit or something. Anyways, running it just a little slower, never had a problem in like the last 2 weeks of solid running. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do that. Like everything is happier, and I'm not saving. Like I'm losing 6 minutes a day. Like
no, it's worth. I mean, I run at 50% generally. Today I ran a job at 100%, but that's because I had to drill a single hole in 100 pieces. So
sure, yeah.
Like load bar, hit go. I need to make a speed handle because my stupid foldy vase handle was annoying me. But yeah, I had some stuff I made come back because they had a failure on Saturday night. They deployed a drone and the carbon tube came out. They came to land and crashed because the one leg was missing. So it's something we've discussed in the past. I'm like, no, send them back to me. I'll poke a hole through. I'll give you a screw. You glue the carbon tube and you take a drill. You just chase that hole and then screw a M2.2 by 5 self-tapper into that it's key. It can't come out. So I modified all 100 of them that they just ordered. Like I think I delivered them last week. So they sent them back quickly and I sorted them out for them.
Yeah, there's a perfect example where you want rapid because you're probably half your program is just rapid. So it's like
the whole cycle was like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you go, it becomes a 15-second cycle. So you want to blow through it as fast as possible.
Baby.
But no, definitely running things a little bit slower is not the worst idea in the world. Like super fast is super impressive, but does it need to be doing that?
Yeah, and if it's like there's some parts where I'm doing a ton of surfacing where it's like, I want my rapids at max because it's the 20% of the motion is rapid, but when it's 1%, I don't care. Run it slower, make everything happier.
I actually want to pull away covers on my Z-axis and just check everything under there. It sounded a bit funny when it wrapped it up today. So I think it's preventative maintenance time. Just make sure everything is getting lube.
How is your you say the stupid Blisk job is done and gone forever? Because I saw your stories on that laced with hate. So how's that been?
It left today. I didn't drill one of the holes because fuck that. It required me to spend like another couple $100 on tooling, and I'm just like, fuck this. No. I didn't see it in the drawing, sorry. I'm not interested. It requires a 10 diameter extension to hold a 2mm tool to interpolate a 2.1 bore. I'm just like, No, just fucking no. And then the guy was like, no, just invoice me. So I invoiced him $1,000 for them, which is way more than he's
Nice.
getting paid, but I don't care. That was 5 days of my life.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Brutal.
literally 5 full days on that job. So fuck that. I don't feel that
Ugh.
bad about invoicing him because it's literally a quarter of my month that I spent on that job.
Yeah.
Like if I work
Yeah.
reasonable hours, which I don't, but not the point. Um, so he got the parts today and they are gone. I had to make a setup where I had to put a 45-degree hole into a piece of stainless. So I laser cut a little triangle and fucking balanced it and eyeballed the position and fucking drilled it. Good enough. Like, we're not
Nice.
getting the order, so I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
know we're not getting the order. So, I don't like letting shit leave my workshop. So they were done to the best of my abilities until I lost interest. Um, like, the surfacing is better than it was on the previous batch, like my surface finishes and everything. So they were
Mhm.
nicer parts, just like that one hole. I could not be bothered. No,
Yeah. Well,
it was really. I can't even just buy the things I need locally. It's a case of bring it in from China, and I'm just no. I'm not having that sit around for another 2 weeks.
yeah. Wouldn't it be different if he was all about like being like, oh no sweat, we'll cover it, we'll make it like
Yeah,
let's make it so, but they're not so.
yeah, no, I'm not interested in that fucking job at all ever again. But yeah, I was running tool steel today, and then I broke a tool, and apparently I didn't touch it off when I replaced it.
Oh, oh, that's less fun.
So an hour and a half later, I discovered that I scrapped the part.
Oh no, it was close enough that oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah, so it was comma two. The tool was comma two of a millimeter longer. So I finished the part, and I left the onion skin. I smack it out of the onion skin, deburr everything, grab the vernier. I'm like, that slot looks like it's not in the middle. Measure, shit, what the hell? Like it's only comma two thicker than it should be. We meant to have comma two aside for grinding. And yeah, then I went and retouched off the tool and realized what I had done.
Oh,
That
that
was after like
sucks.
2.5 hours of machining on that part. But it's fine. That's tomorrow's endeavor. Luckily, well, kind of luckily, I had to buy a piece of gauge plate big enough to make two of them because that's the smallest
Okay.
piece we could buy. So at least I have material. I'll set it up on the vacuum chuck tomorrow and just vacuum it down and run it.
Oh,
But
bummer.
yeah, my vacuum chuck is not flat.
Oh no?
Yes, from when I machined it last time to
Yeah.
now, it is not flat. I had to
Oh, it
reskim it.
moved?
It varied by about comma 1/5 of a millimeter.
Interesting. Because
Well,
that's
I
just a
mean,
big
it's only 20 millimeters thick. So it's
still.
less than an inch thick, and it's 400 by 400 millimeters.
Oh, okay, it's bigger than I thought. Okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's not
Okay.
small. So it warped a
Okay.
little bit. So I skimmed it again, and it seems it's flat now. I'll take it out and put it back in and see if it's still flat after, and then I might just suck it up and buy like a 2 inch chunk and make a fucking solid one. But I
Yeah.
need the vacuum chuck to make the vacuum chuck. Because
Right.
how else do you
Right.
hold the chunk of material to do the op one? But yeah, that's I need to just make a thicker one, I think. So yeah, I've
Yeah.
been tool stealing all day, and yeah, the machine does tool steal well if you use smaller tools. So everything
Oh
else with
yeah,
a
yeah.
6 millimeter corn cob, I like them because when they wear out, they just break, and the machine doesn't give a shit, and just yeah, it's not an issue. Whereas like a 10 millimeter, it wears out, and then yeah, it becomes really rough. So I just use sixes, and when they break, and I put a new one in, and then forget to touch it off and scrap apart. Highly
Yeah.
skilled. Now, that the tool that broke today had done a fair amount of machining. I machined a bunch of the re-roller rollers that I make over the weekend. And that process, I was saying to Danica, used to be cut it in the bandsaw, put it in the lathe, bore the bore, put it in the mill the keyway into the bore and mill the side reliefs, then back into the lathe and turn the OD. But it was a chattery mess on the OD because, it was on an arbor. It was really sketch. Now, it's one up in the mill. I do the bore with the key, deburr that, and then it goes onto a fixture, bolts in, and I do the OD one time. Machine the adaptive it out, and then machine the OD, and I hold a better tolerance on the mill than I held on Bertha.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I've got the process dialed now. I knocked out 7 of them, and then I ran out of bandsaw blades. I don't think I've bought a bandsaw blade in a year and a half.
Oh wow.
No, there's a reason. We did a job where we made like 6,000 T-nuts with our. So we bought steel flat bar,
Mhm.
cut it. So Danica was sitting at the saw with the stopper and just pneumatic clamp, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. And after about 600 or 700 parts, the cut would go from like 20 seconds to a minute. So then we'd swap the
Mm.
blade and she would carry
Mhm.
on. So I had like a row of blades. And yeah, they're all finished now. I broke the last two over the weekend. So I should get blades tomorrow or Wednesday from my tooling guys. Sent the chicken mail
Nice.
or a message. I'm like, hey, I need bandsaw blades. I don't know what size they are. I used to order them. I need those ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, look it
yeah.
up, please. Because I don't think I've been buying Portaband bandsaw blades from them lately. I haven't been buying for the bandsaw for like a year and a half because I had a whole freaking pile that was just mildly blunt. They were
Yeah.
still perfectly fine if you weren't in a rush.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah.
Ah,
So, are you
yeah.
running? Where are you planning on running neat oil?
I mean, I'm not. I was gonna run the Sile on it, but it's the one thing I'm noticing now, like from the little Curt to the Sile. And yeah, mind you, like SFM change. Like I can actually push SFM on the Sile now.
Yeah.
Um, but I like cook tools like at probably 50 times the speed at which the little Curt could run for years on certain parts because it's just like you look at the SFM and it's like, oh, it's 40
Yeah.
SFM in titanium. It's like that's blowing just straight oil on the cut, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna cut forever like that because it's not
Yeah.
even. So now that I'm pushing the tool at whatever 250 SFM, they wear out like way faster, like a batch, and I'm
Well,
like, oh, these tools are.
yeah.
I mean, they're hours and hours and hours in the cut, um, which is a
Well,
trade off I don't
that's
mind making. So
yeah. Well, that's tool steel I've been doing. I turn my speed down, like my spindle RPM. I've got
yeah,
a sheet there. It says maximum 6,900. And then one over like another set of settings for different materials. I ended up at 4,200, and that thing just runs. It's a little bit slower, like because your feed per tooth is still the same, but just let it run. Like if you're not blowing it up, just fucking let it run. I let it run, and I did other stuff today. Like
yeah.
did a bunch of quoting while the machine was running. Like if it's running, I can hear it's running. I hear if the tool's going to break. So just let it do its thing.
Well, and
Speed isn't everything.
yeah, and then that leads directly into my little next point of like I'm definitely going to now look at fancier tools because like in the past I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter, like an uncoated
Yeah,
tool, like whatever, it's going to last me months, and now they last me hours, which makes sense. They're going through titanium, and I'm pushing
yeah,
them basically as hard as I can. Well, not as hard as I can, but as hard as I can to the surface finish I want. And then as soon as they get dull, like it's hilarious. Like I totally understand. I think Grimsmo talked about. I think everyone's talked about this at some point. Of like you get to a point where like first you're swapping tools because you're breaking them, then you're swapping tools because you're like they're worn out so bad that like you can visually look at that and like how is that even cutting? And then you get to the point where you're just swapping out tools because like the surface finish drops. But if you looked at the tool, like even if I look under it, like under a loop, I'm like this tool
yeah,
looks fine. But you swap in a brand new tool and you're like, oh, it's night and day difference.
yeah,
This is going to save me heaps on finishing. So you're like, yeah, it looks perfect, but it's a garbage tool now.
yeah.
Like I could give this to a hobby machinist and they'd love
That's
it
I was
because
about
it's
to bring that up because I know back in the day, Grimsmo got a box of tools from someone, and they were
Mhm,
like, "He's like, these things are still perfectly fine," because he was
totally.
running
Yep.
his X2 or his Tormach, and yeah, like
Yep.
they would
And I
for an hobbyist, they're perfectly fine.
And I saved a handful for that, for just like
Yeah,
playing around or something. But like, I all of a sudden my handful starts to grow bigger, and I'm like, okay, well, like I'm never going to use this, and why am I storing it?
well,
And tools are not the expensive part of my world, so
yeah.
like,
Well, no, that's what I do with the remnants on a lot of the jobs I do. Like, I'll keep remnants. Like, oh, if I know someone with a machine, maybe they want some remnants. And eventually, I'm just like, put it in a bucket and get rid of it because
yeah,
it's just taking up space. I'm not going to use it because I need to make parts. I'm just going to grab a new bar of material. I'm not going to go run remnants unless I absolutely have to. Yeah, it's it's an interesting one. Speaking of tools and fancy finishes, have you seen what EJ is getting out of those Fraser tools?
yes, that's what pushed me to think about
Dude.
Frasier a lot more. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna say maybe you should try some of those
100%. Yeah,
because he's
absolutely.
getting some amazing finishes on
Yep.
his on those lures. But yeah, he's busy making a. I don't want to call it not a fifth axis, but yeah, the trunnion setup I designed for the anchor points.
Cool,
He's busy
cool,
machining all the pieces for that currently because yeah, we were
cool.
chatting. He sent me pictures of it this morning. But yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of EJ, EJ is one of our Patreons. The Patreons make the
Ooh.
wheels on the podcast go round and round. Special shout out to our top tier patrons, Jade at Benchmark 20, Luke from Fantastic, AJ from Subtract Manufacturing and 18 other companies, EJ from Nocturnal Welding, Jason S, and the Aussie Machinist. Thank you guys for making the podcast wheels go round and round and trying to make us not sleep on the streets of Chicago. Because IMTS is a thing, apparently. Yeah, we are planning to be there. But yeah, the podcast listeners also get access to the after show where Curt and I talk about super secret things and tend to be a little bit more unhinged and whatnot. Also get shouted out by my wife because she actually listens to that whole thing to make sure I'm not totally unhinged. But yeah, the patrons get access to that and they get to vote on things like the names of my new machines, namely Spinderella. But yeah, go check out the Patreon and also the lonemachinists.com is the website where you can find the companion guide and some bonus content. But anyway, back to the podcast.
Back to the podcast.
Yes. Oh, speaking of podcasts, you're a sci-fi fan. I would assume so.
Very much so, yeah.
Okay. Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
Katie Sackhoff was on there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Today or yesterday. Dude, really good listen. Really good listen. Yeah. No. Worth listening to. Yeah. I don't normally recommend him, but like, only reason I'm still subscribed to him is for when cool people come on like that.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't typically listen to his stuff. He got a little too broy on me, but there's some guests that I really like following. So
that's the only reason he's still in my Spotify feed is for when he's got a guest I'm interested in.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was really really good.
You sent me was it I think the latest Chips and Tips podcast. You were saying it's really good. I should pull it up so I can actually who was that? Give me a second. I'll pull it up here.
Okay.
Chips and Tips Toolpath. It was with Alex Rossner.
Yes.
So bad it's good. Oh,
yes.
That was like, dude. If you got to be a nerd, but man, that was a nerdy good podcast. I think I'm
podcast.
3/4 way through. So yeah. Anyways, thank you, Master Alex, and for the lovely interview. That was very good. I enjoyed it.
That was a really good episode.
Yeah. And Justin for interviewing him, but it was they got deep into the weeds about stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, this is perfect content." Yeah.
No, that's right up our alley. Yeah, Danica seems to think we might be slightly autistic, just slightly.
Everyone's on. It's
called
a spectrum. It's called a spectrum for a reason, exactly.
Oh yes, today I ran into an issue with Cycle 832.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
And I don't know why. I need to actually go investigate. My Fusion was outputting a semi-finish, which should be correct because I made my post the correct shit. But it was like, doesn't recognize the word. I don't know if I've just never posted a semi-finish before. Normally it's either roughing or finishing. I need to go investigate. But I was doing it today with my adaptive toolpath. It was trying to run as a semi-finish because I had an automatic mode. And it was being super weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Not sure why. But I thought I'd just mention it. It was being creepy. And eventually I just overrode it and told it to do it as a finish pass. Because I was impatient. Like, it's not going fast. It's doing all of 400 millimeters a minute. So it's not going to make a difference if I run it in fast mode or smoothing or no smoothing or anything.
Yeah.
Apparently, I put things in my dock twice. I'm very, very skilled. So I see you spoke to Phase Perfect.
I did, yeah. I just kind of going down this road of technically style, but looking at Swiss machines and then looking at the power I have here and the power I'll eventually need and how I want to generate said power. So I have the option of I think the phase converter I have here is 10 horsepower, which is kind of misleading in digital phase converter line because it's 10 horsepower, but it puts out way more than 10 horsepower. It can put out about 15 horsepower continuously. But I think
But I
they're pulling.
assume but that also starts using your motors as the donkey motor, like to balance the phases. So, like, I know mine, I can
Uh-huh.
run, I think it's one 7.5 kilowatt motor or two 4 kilowatt motors if you start them not together, or like six 3 horsepower motors or six 3 kilowatt motors, because it starts to use the motor as its mine's a dumb phase converter. Starts to every motor you add to the system adds capacity
Right.
because it's another motor generating your third phase.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how that works because I mean the spec sheet says like what its max output
yeah,
is, and if you just work the watts, like it's in watts. Everything should just be watts. We don't need
yeah. No
horsepower.
shit.
Anyways,
Horsepower is it's
yeah, because
made up.
I'm just converting everything, and I think what it is, I think it's 10 horsepower, considering a horrible like inductive heavy draw
Yeah,
load. Like a 10 horsepower motor is probably going to draw like 15 to
yeah,
20 horsepower when it boots up. So I think that's how they size them. And
yeah.
then, anyways, so I was like, well, either I
How
use this
many?
phase
Sorry,
converter.
how many watts is your phase converter, or how many
Uh,
kilowatts?
It is I have to pull up the map. It's what is it? 60 amps at 220 volts, which is the input, and the efficiency is like
Yeah,
98%.
okay, so
So,
13
or
kilowatts,
sorry, 80 amps. 80
80
amps.
amps. Uh, so
It's
16
yeah, it's
kilowatts.
so yeah, that's what I
17.
figured about
Yeah,
15. Yeah, so just like make everything kilowatts.
that's cute.
Yeah, and like I don't know why. Besides the point.
Yeah,
So
mine's a 22.
that's beefy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
it's the
lot.
only one I can get locally.
Sure,
Like, they
yeah.
don't sell a smaller one. So,
That's hard to feed too. That's gonna pull like
yeah, my
100 amps
generator
plus.
hates its life. It pulls like
Weird.
120 amps on startup. It doesn't
That's
like
like
it. Once
that's a
it's
lot of
started, it's
juice.
okay. My concern is, will it start on a 60 amp circuit? Because that is what Carl is got in his house. And we may
Eh,
be rigging his machine for three phase.
I mean, it depends. I don't know what the logic is, but like so a lot of those have like
This has fuck all
the.
logic. It's contactor.
Oh, okay.
Push buttons until it's
Uh,
spinning and then let go. But we might just swap his
uh,
breaker for a
uh,
decurve breaker so it can handle that inrush and then still trip if
yeah,
it's. So yeah, we might just swap him for a decurve
yeah,
to handle it, because you also don't want the phase converter going through your earth leakage or your GFCR, because the back EMF trips it. I know this.
yeah,
I learned this
yeah,
the
yeah,
hard way. Would be milling something, spindle would slow down, and the fucking power would trip.
yeah,
Yeah, I learned that one real
yeah.
quickly.
Well, and that was so I basically sent Face Perfect
Yeah,
an email because I'm like, well, I can either sell this one and put like a 20 in here, and then that would give me enough capacity. And then I would run that to a separate
yes,
breaker, and then I would have a 3-phase breaker, and then I could run multiple machines off it. Or I can just buy another of the exact same and run another machine, which I kind of
yeah,
like because it gives me redundancy. If one
redundancy,
dies, I
100%.
can just it's an hour to flip over wiring, and boom, I'm up in business
Yeah,
again. So I talked to Face Perfect because I'm like, I wonder because I know they backfeed like EMI down the supply line. Like, I wonder if that's going to piss off another unit if I have it attached. So I sent him an email and they called me like 10 minutes later. He's like, hey, can you chat for a minute? I was like, yeah, of course. So I was talking with one of the tech guys there, which was super. He was super knowledgeable, and he's like, yeah, he's like, they're not going to have any issue. Like, he's like, I know the high frequency noise you're talking about that they backfeed. He's like, they're not going to have any issue with it. He's like, I don't know of many things that do have issues. Apparently, plasma TVs can have issues. I've just heard that.
yeah,
But who has a plasma TV nowadays?
no, exactly.
But he did say that if you want, he's like, there's a really good EMI filter. I'm like, oh yeah, I know. I'm like, you gotta sell it. It's like $700. He's like, no, 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 no. He's like, there's an even better one, not a better one, but he's like, there's a cheaper one, and it's made by Delta. I'll link it in the show notes. And it's just a surge protector. You put it on your supply line. He's like,
Yeah.
and it'll completely kill your backfed high frequency. He's like, and then you won't notice it anywhere else in your house. And it's
So
like $50.
that's something I learnt on Bertha. So when
Yeah, yeah.
was it Bertha? Yeah, I learned it at some point. But anyway, when I did the Slowio, the VFD I bought just so happened to have an EMR filter in it.
Oh, okay.
So it was never an issue. And then I did Bertha
Mm,
and I was having endless shit. Encoder count runaways, um, flashing screen, like just endless shit. Turns out you need to
mm.
put a freaking EMR filter in and then all that goes away. Obviously, there's still best practices like don't run your freaking signal wires next to your power wires, like obvious
Totally.
shit like that. But that's why, like now, the Goodway's got EMR filters coming out the wazoo, and it's going to have really good grounding to make sure that they actually sync the EMR to ground. Because I don't
Yeah.
think my laser has an EMR filter. And that's half the problem with that bloody machine, is that it doesn't
Mm.
have EMI filtering on it. But
Yeah,
it still
yeah.
cuts fine, so I don't really care. But yeah, I mean, I just spent, I think on all the EMI filters I bought, it was about $85.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah,
No, it's not a
yeah.
shitload of money, but yeah, it's what I paid for. What else did I buy on that machine? It was a decent section of the budget, of like the electronics budget.
Yeah. Well, that makes. I mean, that's a problem. Is you go down like if you in the DIY world, or if you're in the cheap like commercial electronic, industrial electronic, cheap stuff, they're gonna skimp on all the filtering because as long as they can just squeak under like legislation of like the minimum requirement, they'll be
Yeah.
happy with it. And then you plug it in, you're like, hey, why does my whatever computer screen buzz funny when my whatever's on? It's like, well,
Well,
that's why because it's
that was the issue we ran into when I changed over Bertha to the Raspberry Pi. It was more susceptible to noise. So every time you turn the coolant pump on and off, the contacts opening and closing, because it's a 220
yeah,
volt pump, would make the screen flash. So
yeah.
I moved the relay into the other side of the thing and added an inline EMI filter and a bunch of other stuff to just try and mitigate issues that we were having, especially with that new VFD. The EMI is fucking wild on that thing. But that's what you get when you pay like $50 for a 2.2 kilowatt VFD.
It reminds me of my old day job where I ran a big router and it was the router world is totally fucked. It was running Mach 3 as the control, and this was like $100,000 router.
Mm-hmm.
So A, that's a problem point, and then B, it was so sensitive to EMI because A, Windows, and then it had like an Ethernet cable because it's like just the
Yeah,
dumbest ways. So like you and like I know electronics, I'm decent. So I'm like, well, let's improve the grounding. Let's improve the shielding. And the problem is we were machining a lot of plastic, which when you're pulling like solids through a vacuum hose, you
yeah.
do generate a lot of static. Like the thing would shock you like you would not believe. So anyways, it got to the point where I was like, I was wrapping things in like foil and grounding them. Like I look Howard Hughes, 100%. Like I was borderline ready to wrap myself because I'm like, what? And it took me probably a year to finally figure out what the issues were. And it was slightly due to the grounding, and it was slightly due to the fact that Mach 3 was installed twice on my system, and it was causing all kinds of
Ah,
fucking weird problems. But besides the point, it's just like, yeah, it drove me nuts. And it's just crazy how much just a little signal problem can, and there was like an issue of like, oh, it'll just stop the spindle mid cut. So then it would like
it breaks
explode
the
it
tool.
was just,
Yeah.
oh, it was so annoying. It was
Well,
so annoying.
there was on PFG Live that someone's put a question about converting a manual lathe to CNC. So they put it into the DIY machines Discord channel. So I popped in there today. I'm like, hey, busy with the retrofit of a lathe. If you got any questions, please hit me up. Um, like if you want the easy, expensive route, go for a Masso. If you want the more complicated, cheaper route, go for Line CNC. Avoid Mach 3 and 4 like the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are not an acceptable CNC controller. Um, but yeah, like the Masso is really nice if you want to quickly set something up that's pretty straightforward. Although now they allow Lua scripting, and they've got a pro version coming out that will let you do a whole bunch of other automation stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, because that's why I steered away from it, because I like my part counting macros and my stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah.
It's also fucking expensive, but yeah, I like to be able to make my machine do whatever the hell I want it to do. Like, oh, I
I'm
want
with
another
you.
7 M codes. Cool, not a problem. Like, just make a list
Yeah.
of custom M codes. Although I'm running out of
Yeah.
IO on Spinderella quite quickly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So, anyways. Oh, and to
but
finish off the phase perfect talk,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
there's caps you have to replace in there, but they also have a finite lifespan, and I didn't really understand that.
Oh,
But
okay.
the guy said typically he's like people will see about a 7-year lifespan out of any unit you buy before it just gets too cost prohibitive to like repair. He's like,
Okay.
but he's like that can also be up to like 16 years depending on your like if your
Yeah.
power coming in is clean and if it's in an environment that isn't just getting caked with dust and yada yada
So
yada. He's like, we have
you've got a digital phase converter.
correct.
Okay, so it doesn't have the pony motor running on the floor.
Nope. No, it just
Okay.
you turn it on and it uses it's basically just
It's
taking
a
your signal,
VFD.
and it's a fancy VFD with a
Yeah.
bunch of smoothing, and
Okay.
it's silent. I love it, and like you said,
Yeah.
the idle current is like 7 watt, or I think it's like 60 watts when it's not operating, like when it's not
Oh,
put, and it just
nice.
pushes what
Yeah.
it needs, and it's got like it doesn't make any noise except like bzzz.
Yeah,
So
mine
it's
does.
lovely.
Mine goes brrr, and also pulls about a
Mm.
kilowatt when it's idling.
Okay, that's a lot of juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of juice. So, and 100 amps to start. But it also, my one's got a transformer in it. So mine actually, we put in 220 volts and we get out 380 volt three phase. And then there's a transformer on the LK that drops it back to 220.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking
I know.
annoying, but yeah, I wasn't going to rewire the LK. I'm just like, fucking leave it, let it be.
Yeah.
Carl, so Thursday, machine swap place. Friday, Carl's lay the rafts, which we cannot find any proper documentation on. So we can't really do anything until it's here. So he went in and looked at he went and stripped covers and stuff, found the spindle motor. It is a 3.7 kilowatt, 375 volt, three phase servo motor. I'm like, well, fuck. It's not, we're not going to be able to rewire it to 220 volts. So we're now looking at potentially using my phase converter to get his machine up and running. Then he can buy his own phase converter to run his machine. That way we can rig it at 380 volts because the servo drives are still good and the VFD is still good. The controller lost its parameters. So if I can find manuals, because we couldn't get part numbers on these drives because we couldn't get into the back cabinets. So when it arrives, we'll try to find manuals, get manuals, see how we can control the drives, whether it's analog and encoder feedback or step direction, whatever, and then make our choices for Linux CNC cards appropriately. And hopefully we can just salvage all the electronics and all we have to do is put a controller. Because
that'd be worth putting a few days into, yeah, for sure.
well, that's the thing. I mean, it's either we're going to spend it's about $1,500 for a phase converter, or it's $1,500 for new servos and a spindle motor and drive. So let's see if we can salvage. Although we're not entirely sure there is actually a coolant pump in the machine.
Yeah, that's easy fix. So
oh yeah, no, 100%. It was running brass for a local tap manufacturer.
Oh yeah, okay, so maybe not.
Sink taps. It actually has a 2-jaw chuck, which is kind of cool. Like
cute.
hydraulic chuck. Yeah, well, they were holding castings.
Sure. Yeah.
Taps. So so we're going to pull that off. I think we're going to pull the hydraulics off as well. So we're going to pull the spindle tube out, pull the hydraulics system off the back. That way we can store it. If we ever want to put it back, we can put it back. But he's going to put a manual chuck for now because of budgetary reasons. Like, I mean, buying a hydraulic chuck is not an insignificant amount of money to get a decent one. So
yeah,
and he's trying to do it on a little bit of a budget.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I need to try to find a 2-5 spindle adapter for my machine because I need to put a chuck on my machine at some point.
Don't want to remake it all like you had to do for the MCO.
So the collar chuck on there is fine. I've remade the nose. I get it back tomorrow, I think, from Heat Treats. So that's fine. Collar chuck is sorted. It's the manual, like just a manual 3-jaw chuck that I need to adapt.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit. Although this machine has got very similar travels to Bertha, but it's much smaller. Like pretty much the same X and pretty much the same Z. It's kind of cool. Also, I think I know why they thought the parameters were gone on the drive, on the Fanuc system.
Why is that?
So I was fixing or rewiring the limit switches and stuff. So I had the limit switch off of the X-axis. Because when I spoke to the guys, like, no, they tried to home the machine and it just rammed into the one end stop. So I was like, okay. So I had the limit switch. I opened the limit switch to check the condition, like clean it a little bit. Put the multimeter, and I'm like, click, click. Okay, beep. It's beeping. That's not where the wires were. The wires were across the middle terminals. The middle terminals are bridged. So I think somebody worked on it and put the wires back in the wrong place. So it was seeing that the limit switch wasn't pressed, or the home switch wasn't pressed, and just fucking ramming. So I think that might have been all that was actually wrong with the machine. But good tracing that down. Like
totally, yeah. You happened upon it, yeah.
I happened upon it when I was unfucking the machine. But yeah, the Fanuc stuff arrived today. Got paid for it on Thursday. So that shipped out on Friday and got myself like $500 for the whole Fanuc control system.
Sick. That's awesome.
Yeah, recouped a quarter of the cost of the machine.
Yeah.
I'm
You
selling off
probably made
stuff.
somebody very happy that needed it.
Well, the guy's like,
Yeah.
he's got a couple customers who have this. He'll sell it on to them. I'm like, sweet. He's like, yo, he doesn't know if it's working or not. I'm like, dude, it's $500. Roll the dice. I know what these parts are worth.
Yeah.
The machine was
Totally.
powered on and
Yep.
working, just not homing. Like, just fucking roll the dice. And yeah, eventually he bit the bullet and sold it. Well, bought the stuff. So yeah, that's now gone. I now have space in my entrance hall, kind of. I still have a workbench in my entrance hall that I need to cut shorter to go into my packaging room, but I just haven't been bothered to do that. I need to actually do it because it's in the middle of my entrance hall.
Yeah.
Although it being there annoys my mother-in-law, so I might just leave it there for a bit longer. Not petty at all.
No, exactly. Yeah.
No, not at all. But yeah, I need to sort of my packing room because I assemble re-rollers up here, and I kind of want to put lin bins on the wall downstairs with all their pieces. That when like, okay, cool, we've got a batch of re-rollers to assemble. Do I have all the fasteners I need? Yes or no? Can look and just know that I've got everything I need to assemble. Because every time I go to assemble, I'm short something, which is really annoying. Because yeah, I was chatting with my customer about this. He's like, he'll order 10 of them, and then 8 will sit on the shelf for like 6 or 7 months. And then all of a sudden, in one weekend, 8 of them will be gone, and he'll be out of stock. It's yeah. So I'm pushing him for another. He's ordered another 5. I'm like, make it 10. Don't fuck around. I'm going to make 10 of everything anyway when I run parts because I'm set up. I just run the extra parts, put them on the shelf because I know they will sell. But yeah, I was there over the weekend. I've got a bunch of custom mag bases to do for him and gauges and stuff. Double Alpha used to have an aluminium gauge, and then they went to 3D printed carbon filled plastic as their gauge. And he's like, no, it's shit. He wants aluminium ones.
Yeah,
it's literally just a gauge to make sure your magazine isn't too long because there's a standard magazine length for the different divisions. Like random shit. Anyway,
cool.
So what have you been goggling?
I think we've been goggling some of the same stuff.
Yes.
So
by the looks of it.
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious. Like, we didn't plan it. So I was goggling speed test because I kind of forgot when I had some of the my network here changed over. I just services, whatever, they could lower my bill. Anyways, I forgot they upped me to a different speed. And I was perusing Steam and I came across a good Steam sale, so I bought a game and then just hit download and just also noticed I'm like, whoa, like I was at like a gigabit per second download, and I was like, I'm like, oh right, I forgot it. And then it just made me remember that we live in the future. Like
we 100% live in the future. There was something I wanted to tell you that I was like, no, we live in the future, because you always say that. And there was something I was doing this week. I'm like, we live in the future, but I can't remember what it was now.
We forget. Like I remember sitting on my old laptop, 28.8K modem, downloading a song, we'll say, and and just watching the percentage. You're like, oh, okay, this is gonna take another 42 minutes, and it's an 8 meg file or whatever, and you're just like, okay, well, we can wait it out. And like now it's like 50 gigs in minutes. You're like, that is bonkers.
It's insane. Like, it's absolutely silly. I remember using my cell phone as a hotspot to download stuff, like, because we didn't have internet on our PCs, because we had 3 networked like Pentium 3s that we used to LAN on, and then my mom had a computer that had internet. So then like I'd go sit there and read Instructables, which was I forget about Instructables every now and again. By the way, your guys' podcast was really good. I listened to it twice.
Oh, thanks, dude. Thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Dylan.
Yeah, thanks, I listened to it. I saw it on YouTube first, so I listened to it there, and then it came up on my Spotify, and I was busy, and I played it. I'm like, hey, fuck it, this is actually really enjoyable the second time.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Hearing each other's backstories is fun. I don't know.
It is.
Interesting.
It really is. I think we need to arrange a guest that we can harass for their backstory.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which we have been chatting about offline, so we'll leave that for a surprise. I'm kind of curious as to what is a Cyber Trooper?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Cyber Troopers Virtual On, like kind of a niche video game, but in the past, that was my, like when I went, there's a video game or arcade by my house called Wizard's Castle, and I would go there like on some lunch hours, and I would play this Cyber Troopers Virtual On. It's like a mech fighting game. like my favorite arcade game. If I come across a cabinet, I will buy it. I almost don't care how much it is. I will buy it because I want it so bad. Anyways, I have the emulator on my little Raspberry or the
The
Retroid. So
Retroid, yeah.
I've been pissed around with that. It's just a lot of fun. So yeah, I googled that because I couldn't figure out some of the controls and because they were a dual
Okay.
stick game, so I'm trying to remap it to. Yeah. Anyways, and looking up some NVIDIA broadcast stuff. Oh, I forgot to turn it on. I can turn it on so that my eyes always look at you, and it is the most terrifying
Oh
thing
God,
that
no!
I have ever seen. It
Oh
changes my eyes to
no!
like green, and it just looks like a demon has possessed me in the creepiest way possible. And it also looks like I want to jump your bones. It is the horrible, horrible. Do not, yeah, cannot say it's a good thing. But it also lets me do fun AI backgrounds. Anyways, I was just pissed around with that while I was waiting for this. The Surge Protector or the Surge things, and then
Yeah.
Revopoint, the 3D scanner company, reached out to me
Okay.
to be an influencer.
Oh,
So
nice.
I've been chatting with them, seeing what they
Okay.
look like. They got some pretty cool units. So see where
Yeah.
that goes.
See if you can get yourself a free one.
Yeah. How about
Yeah,
you?
I was googling speed test because I upgraded my fiber yesterday, and it's now
Ooh.
slower. It's great.
Proper.
The up speed is faster, but the down speed is slower, so I need to shout at them. There's a new episode of South Park coming out on the 29th. Um, the last episode was also just a freaking total banger. Been googling the Retroid 5 because the RG557 is no longer in stock locally. Googling for Nook encoders because I wanted to know what signals to expect. And then EMI filters because I was looking for alternatives from where I bought them. But yeah, anyway, we got them from Mantic, and yeah, it's fine. You just buy shit from there when you want. Proper like electronic stuff, you buy from Mantic. But what you do is you buy online and you have them. No, Curt, no, turn it off.
You like my eyes?
It's creepy as hell. You have Mantic deliver it, and it takes 2 or 3 days, and it's literally quicker than going there in person. Like they
Oh
are
wow.
incredibly their service is fucking shit. So I sent Danica because I'm a loving
Fair.
husband. Yeah, no, make her do things. But yeah, anyway, that's what's in the
Oh
goggle
boy.
box. So what are you up to
Cool.
now other than using your creepy ARRs?
Well, I can also change the background to like
Oh,
this lovely pink
fancy.
couch. Or
Is that
we can be
being
business people.
accelerated? Oh, very businessy. Is that being accelerated or processed on your graphics card?
I believe so. Yeah, it's
Okay.
directly to the card, so it's pretty quick. But it's just like,
Yeah,
why would I want this?
we have some PC things to discuss in the
Ooh,
after show. We need to make an after show section here.
yeah, we should do that because then we always
Yeah.
get totally sidetracked and start ranting about whatever.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen this week too.
Nice.
So yeah, what
yeah.
do you?
Right.
Where can people find your stuff?
Confoundedmachine.com. I know I've recently got quite a few emails, people asking about when pen sales are coming out. I'm doing a big drop right before Halloween here. So this week, by the time you're listening to this, probably, I don't know, like a Wednesday-ish, I'll have an email going out. I'm going to do a big lotto sale, and then I'm shooting to reopen lotteries right around the new year. I think I'll have the list pared back down enough where I can open it again. So yeah, that's but yeah, right now, confoundedmachine.com. How about you? How about you, Master Jamie? Where can people find your
You
cool things?
can find my cool things at jspeceng.com. You can find the frame lock utility knife, the fancy t-shirts, and the anchor point. Anchor point. I've been running ads on Instagram, so if you see one, go check it out. Maybe you'll be interested in getting yourself a cost-effective 0-point system. You can also find me at jspec __ engineering on Instagram, where you can follow the day-to-day happenings of the shop. And you can find the podcast at thelonemachinistscom, where there's some bonus content, a link to the Lone Machinist related swag and merch, and a link to the Patreon, I believe. But yeah, so what are you up to today, Curt? I see you busy trying to fix my
It's my
documents.
OCD
Yeah,
kicking
don't worry.
in.
I had to speak.
You're
I was
better.
hoping you would take longer.
You're better at it than I am.
Professional-ish. Fuck.
Today, all production is done now, which is lovely. So now it's just final fit up and cleaning and packaging and all that jazz. And I think I'm going to roll the dice on the CUSMA and hope the border upholds it and ship all my products without pre-charging people the like 35 or 45 or 105, wherever the percentage
Whatever
is for tariffs these
random
days.
numbers.
Whatever numbers show up on the dice the morning he rolls them. So, anyways,
Yep.
I think I'll take a chance on that because it should all clear. All my tests have cleared. So, worst come to worst, I go to finalize the shipping and it tells me that it's not right, and I can just reach out to the customers. Crazy annoying, but I don't think that'll be the problem. So, anyways, that's what I'm doing this week, just final finishing.
Nice.
How about you? How about you, other than sleeping?
Tomorrow morning, early morning, chatting to John, and then I need to. While I'm chatting to him, I'm going to be machining a piece of tool steel, and then I need to start decommissioning and cleaning and prepping for Thursday.
Ooh,
because that's going to
yeah.
come quickly. So I want to get those parts done in the morning. Try get out to ACDC, which is our electronic or electrical store, buy some earthing wire, and
Sick.
there's a bunch of odds and ends I need to finish up the wiring on Spinderella. So I've got the list. Like I need to go buy some 0.75 wire for running all the power to the million VFDs, all that kind of shit. I just need to go and pick up the odds and ends so that I can climb in and get that done. Because I would really like that machine to at least be moving in X and Z before it moves into the garage.
Yeah.
But
cut down the stress a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's going to do it. I know how much force those motors have because I overpowered one of them. It'll be fine. It'll definitely be fine. And if it doesn't, I'll turn the power up till it is fine. No, the machine moves pretty freely. It could do with some lube, so I actually put whey oil on the ways and just ran the bed back and forth by hand to just get a bit of oil in there. But yeah, that's my plan for tomorrow. And then, cool. Anyway, thank you everybody for listening. We will see you next week, same time-ish. Actually, no, yes, same time because Danica schedules it. We'll see you guys next week. And have a good one.
Take care, all.